Hi and welcome to Halo Coaching. Today I want to talk about what you're going to use throughout the winter as your main source of indoor training apparatus. Now a lot of the people I coach ask me, what's best to use, turbo or rollers? Now it's a very personal thing really about how your body works and how what you want to do with your efforts. But for me, I always recommend rollers. And there's a couple of simple reasons for that. The main being that on rollers, you have to balance the bike and you have to be in control of the whole bike all the time. So if you're doing an effort, during that effort, you're making small micro adjustments with all of your muscles and with all of your neuromuscular system to just stay on the bike and just stay on the rollers. Contrast that with a turbo where your back wheel is fixed and therefore the bike is fixed, and actually you don't have to do anything. You just have to sit there and pedal. For me, I think if you spend a winter on the rollers as opposed to a winter on the turbo, you're going to be a better rider at the end of a winter on the rollers than you would on the turbo. It just seems to make sense to me. I know a lot of people come back and say, what about Zwift? What about interactive programs that absolutely make our time on the indoor trainer or in the pain cave or in our garages more bearable? You can do that with rollers. I tend to use Kreitler rollers. This is what we sell here and what we've recommended for years, because you can put flywheels on the back of them. So basically you can get as much power on rollers as you would be able to on a turbo. And that opens up a lot of doors for us, because I tend to set people long durations, tempo, maybe sweet spots, sometimes high cadence power intervals. They're all power related efforts which you can do on a turbo, but you can also do on rollers with a flywheel. So I think that's a really interesting thing there. Now, if you're going to spend a lot of time doing high intensity efforts on an indoor trainer, again it comes back to this: if you've got to control the bike as well, you're not letting the rest of your body get lazy. It's a bit like doing cyclocross to improve your bike handling skills. I guarantee a winter on the turbo compared with a winter on the rollers, and the turbo will leave you a more static, stiffer rider. Anyway, so that's why, in answer to the question, turbo or rollers, I would always choose the rollers, and I would choose the rollers that enable you to have power as well as not have power on them. So i.e. have some form of resistance and use them for high cadence work. A lot of the drills we do in the winter are cadence orientated. So again, rollers become the obvious and the only real choice for proper cadence work. Anyway, that's what I would do.